Okay, in this particular video, we're going to take a look at word problem on volume involving conversions of US customary units, and this is from the Measurements and Geometry module. So Adam has a new aquarium. The tank is in the shape of a rectangular prism. Okay, so rectangular prism is going to be something that's important that we need to be thinking about as we go through these particular problems. This particular rectangular prism has the dimensions of 60 inches long by 24 inches wide and 36 inches deep. Now he plans to raise fish and sell them to a local pet store, but the pet store will inspect the aquarium to make sure that the fish are being kept in a healthful environment. So that means that Adam can't just stuff a bunch of fish in this particular aquarium. He has to make sure that he is following the requirements for the fish. And one of the main concerns is that each fish has enough water. So Adam looks up the amount of water needed for the species of fish he plans to raise, and he finds the answer, but that answer is given in cubic feet, and our dimensions were in inches. So we've got some questions we need to answer. And so we are going to start out, and part A, they want us to find the volume of water that the tank holds in cubic feet. And we can use this conversion, this table, to help us figure some things out. So the first thing that we need to recognize is they say they want this to be in cubic feet, and they're also talking about volume. So earlier when we mentioned rectangular prism, the volume formula for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. And a very poor attempt at drawing a rectangular prism might be something kind of like this. Okay, so if you can kind of imagine an aquarium that looks something kind of like that. So the length times the width times the height will give us the volume. That's how much water it can hold, and they want that to be in cubic feet. But again, the information that was given to us was in inches. So the very first conversion that needs to happen is we're doing two things here. We're finding the volume, which is the length times the width times the height, but we're also going to need to convert it from inches into feet. So if we were going off of inches, we would say 60 times 24 times 36. Now I'm going to alter these though, because all three of these are in inches. So we understand that there are 12 inches in a foot. So if I want to know how many feet this is, 60 inches, I can divide by 12 to figure out how many feet that would be. I can divide by 12 and divide by 12. So really what's happening here is you have to understand that we've got to make sure that the conversions match. And so 60 divided by 12 is 5 feet. And 24 divided by 12 would be 2 feet. And 36 divided by 12 would be 3 feet. So now when we're talking about our volume being the length times width times height in cubic feet, we have 5 times 2, which is 10, 10 times 3, which is 30, and feet times feet times feet is feet to the third power, or cubic feet. Okay, so the answer to our first part, part A, is that this particular tank can hold 30 cubic feet of water. Okay, so part B, this particular species that Adam plans to raise requires at least 42 hundredths of a cubic foot of water per fish. So if there is any amount less than this, no matter how much, even if it's just a teeny bit less, the pet store will not accept Adam's fish. What is the largest whole number of fish that he can keep in the aquarium? Okay, so what needs to happen here is we've got to take how much water we have, which is the 30 cubic feet, and we need to divide by the 0.42. Okay, the 42 hundredths. Because what this will tell us is, all right, this is how much water we have total. If we divide it by this, how many fish will that be? And so you can grab your calculator, and 30 divided by 0.42, we end up with 71.4. Well, we can't, put 0.4 of a fish in there, right? So we're going to have to go ahead, and we're not going to round up, right? We're going to round down because only 71 fish can fit in there. The pet store will pay $1.79 for each fish, excuse my typo, if he fully populates his aquarium and sells all of the fish, how much money will he collect? So we figured out that this particular aquarium can safely fit 71 fish. So if we take 71 fish and we multiply this times the price per fish, which is $1.79 per fish, we can find out how much money Adam's going to make. So, all right, 71 times $1.79 per fish. And we find out that the total amount that Adam will make is $127.09. All right, so this is a word problem on volume, and it involved some conversions using our U.S. customary units. So the big thing would be to really just watch and see what they give you. You may need to first convert it to something different and build off the problem from there. So I hope this helps you as you're working on this particular topic.